The words I speak don't need a beat. It's more than music. Words are weapons in the wars we're waging. Someone's going to use it to open our minds and eyes. These wise words are true shit. We need to take back our freedom before we lose it. Now, if we're going to do this properly, then everybody's got to see that honestly, honesty is always the best policy. What bothers me is humanity's gone horribly wrong because no one's got the common decency not to abuse authority. And what can we do besides music and activism? I'll fight for what's right even if I get sent back to prison. Yeah? I've been on the search for knowledge, facts and wisdom, and all that's me want to do is attack the system and privatise our public services. That's the banker's mission. That's propaganda. That's television and religion. One day every person on earth will have to listen because they'll be panic-stricken when the planet we live in is in a bad condition. There's something wrong, and I know we all feel it. Our governments are sick and they're refusing to heal it. We have no money because they legally steal it. Why the fuck are we allowing this? Appeal it. Britain's a sinister system. Prime ministers are actors, police are the bodyguards, the businessmen are the gangsters. Most celebrities are wankers. We used to get robbed by gang members, now we're getting robbed by banksters. One day soon, humans will choose revolution. I reckon it's just natural progression, evolution. Retribution to every kind of institution that made a contribution to our problem, we'll find a solution. One day soon, there'll be a global revelation that will spark the revolution so our future generations got a better foundation to evolve to its destination. We're all in anticipation, sitting and waiting in preparation. I can't tell you if it's going to be bad or good, but I can tell you that the papers ain't telling us what they should. Some of the people labelled crazy are just misunderstood. I think the crazy ones are running governments in Hollywood. We need to wake up before it all goes wrong. And I'm hoping that's possible to do it with a song. Hackney to Hampstead Heath, Hawaii to Hong Kong, unaccountable powers have been pulling our strings all along. I'm trying to incite change, one mind at a time. I want the whole of mankind to come alive when I run. I can't wait to conquer this mountain I've decided to climb. Now it's that time in our lives, right now, I'm in my prime. Right here, right now, we can change the course of history. The meaning of life is to survive. That's what it is to me. I want to go down in history as a lyrical visionary that forced people to listen to me and that made them think differently. Every word that I put in my lyrics has relevance. Perfection is my blueprint. My music is experiments. So I'm trying to spread my message to every human with intelligence. Don't wait until it's too late to act on all this evidence. Smoking rivers hiding elephants. They're telling us bullshit. Legally bleeding us dry and we can't afford it. I've never been the type to ignore it. I talk about it and have since I was a school kid. We're living in a matrix. They say this is reality, but blatantly there's more to see than this conditioned normality. We promote negativity while suppressing spirituality. It's like their strategy is to gradually cause anything for humanity. This cannot be reality. I refuse to accept this. Pieces of the puzzle don't fit into place like Tetris. We need every single walk of life to respect this. We need to get out of this cesspit. I'm never going to end this endless one-man war against what's wrong with the earth. Mother Nature is pregnant. The revolution will be birthed. Since kids were conditioned to think we're inferior, so we underestimate ourselves, we settle under what we were. Well, millions of innocent civilians are dying, like in Fallujah, 2005, white phosphorus flying. Worldwide police state. Big Brother is spying. The guys in charge of our countries are lying, stealing, covering up and denying that the banks are in charge. And what that's implying, I really feel like fighting, screaming and crying because we need to stop them and we're not even trying. Whatever needs to be done, we need to hurry up and do it. Let's all get to it, and we can help each other through it. I've been given an enormous goal, and it's time to pursue it. We're going to change the world, and it's time everybody knew it. I've had a vision, now I'm a man on a mission to shock everyone, like a dodgy electrician. There's a lot of artists out there, and they're shit hot. Well, this is cold fusion, mixed with nuclear fission. Corporations control politics. It's obvious they're puppets. Cold-blooded, but the public still vote for these fucking muppets. Floods, hurricanes, earthquakes and tsunamis will no amount of suffering stop the world's armies. I call the 99% that's ruled by the one. I don't do this for fun. I hope the music I've done paves the way for humanity to challenge our reality. We're waging the war and it won't be through till I've won. Because creative music is the glue to bring the people's hearts together. Before disaster strikes to tear us apart forever. You don't have to be smart or clever to help us in our endeavour. If we march as far together, we can handle the harshest weather. We seriously need to address the situation, because our governments don't want what's best for the nation, and it's testing my patience. The more time that goes by, we show more and more greed and less dedication. I'm trying to make a difference, I'm doing what I can, but what can I do while I'm only one man? I can't get our troops out of Afghanistan, and I can't stop their drones blowing up Pakistan. I can't stop them trying to go towards Syria and Iran, because that's all a part of their plan. Our foreign policy is obviously legalising robbery, blood over oil, and scapegoat the Taliban. I'm trying to spread a message that can make a difference. Words can change the whole world in an instant, so the start of resistance can last a distance, because we need to make this place safer to raise infants. Everyone everywhere is getting fed up and stressing, full of pent-up aggression, we're ending up with depression. My aim is to make the perfect impression, to make us rise up and teach the country government a fucking lesson, because our government's corrupt all the way to the core, and we can't afford to allow it anymore. What makes you think that any Prime Minister is going to be better than the puppet before? Why are the banks above the law? You've always profited and funded both sides in every war. David Cameron, we all know the score. You're feeding the rich by squeezing the poor. Money's always been a weapon of mass destruction. The government, funding companies and banks' corruption. It's never actually going to help our situation like a petrol price cut or a tax reduction. Because the debt, I bet we see a massive financial crash. The fact of the matter is, before the banks trapped, why don't banks and corporations pay tax? Because the world's run by golden sex. Our government needs to be overthrown urgently, replaced by people that we don't prefer to see. Thought just occurred to me. If we all demanded our freedom at once, would we get it? Certainly. We're not their slaves. We think we're their property, but human beings are not a commodity. This isn't a democracy, it's a corporate monopoly. The powers that be purposely ruin the economy. The EU's collapse isn't helped with austerity. Because while the banks print money, there can never be prosperity. I remember when our ex-defence secretary's best friend was an international arms dealer called Adam Wherry. Now, rather than be illegal, but it's getting diabolical. Politicians are hypocritical, and the military's unstoppable. Unmanned drones kill them all, fuck civilians, just bomb them all. That's horrible and that's critical. We need to stop this, or it's not impossible. Corporations control governments. It's hardly discreet, but the real puppet masters are the banking elite. And many more countries have to riot in the street before they realise what we can see with the sea. You can change the future, history doesn't have to repeat. There's more than enough food in the world for everyone to eat. Of course it don't sound like mass destruction. The CIA have probably still got the receipt. The lyrics I'm spitting weren't written for recognition. I want to contradict all the shit that we see on television. Why do we choose to tune into the news? When these guys in suits and ties tell lies we forever listen. It's global domination, justified by war and terrorism. 9/11, the towers imploded, demolition. There was an inside job that goes right to the top. Dick Cheney, George Bush, and Tony Blair should all be sent to prison. The average person hasn't heard of the Bilderberg Commission, a financial elite working towards their perfect vision. Halliburton's mission is to earn commission from the Bilderberg's vision and work the system making absurd decisions. I'm not trying to preach, but please believe my words of wisdom. Jews going through circumcisions, Muslims want to murder Christians because their bombs are burning children. There's no perfect religion. But when will we wake up and learn to listen? Because the world we live in is modern day slavery. It's about time we started showing some bravery. There's nothing the police can do or say to me, because if I'm in the right, then I'll fight till they take me. But be positive, because negative is never the way to be. Some people will make me look to H&P. It's going to be a big change. I wonder what the change will be. World War III or world peace? Any day we'll see. The working class is being victimised brutally. Revolution is the solution. It's the unit. They're trying to censor the internet to take away our freedom of speech. Why? Because they can't survive under scrutiny. Even our leaders don't speak to us truthfully. They couldn't care less about the rest of the community. Privatise the NHS stupidly. Pretty soon that's going to collapse, and that's when it affects you and me. But for wanting change, they call you an activist. When you're sick of seeing these illegal practices, they're fleecing the masses, these fat cat banking bricks. It's madness. We shouldn't fucking have to pay tax for this. I can't relax a bit. I'm largely hacktivists. They systematically take the piss out of us, and I'm sick of it. Our freedom isn't something we should have to risk. Anarchists, occupiers, and hacktivists don't attack to miss. Everyone's ignoring the fact that the war in Iraq was illegal. With sleep cheap people still snore and relax. We've got feeds galore in the banks, all the store in the banks, making us pay extortion and tax while we're all on our backs. It's a corrupt economy. Our government funds a monopoly. None of us can trust the dishonesty. We're all getting fucked, no apology. No amount of troops and tanks can stop hunger and poverty. There's many evil secrets the elite keep from reaching the population. I'll sum it up in an equation. What does GMO mutations, plus weather modifications, plus tainted vaccinations, plus water fluoridation equal? Depopulation. Our governments are lulling us into utter deterioration. Here's a nicer equation. What does meditation, plus visualization, plus information, plus nutrition, plus recuperation equal? Rejuvenation. The conspiracy affects every generation without exception. Mankind has deadlines if we continue with the current situation. Whatever the mind can believe, it can achieve, so we need to conceive a combination of conditioning disintegration, global integration, local re-education, wealth redistribution, and power structure reorganisation. We've now answered our own questions, waiting for an explanation, and we still so much raw frustration and force through this thought through realisation. The bigger picture puzzle pieces will fall into place perfectly, in the right time and the right way by the right people. That's what we call synchronisation. History was written by the winners, but it's now wide open to interpretation. My job is to condense past and present information into the future's presentation agent. There's only two emotions in life, love and fear. Everything else is a variation. Logic and willpower are only half as powerful as habit and imagination. If thoughts and perceptions become actions and reality, then theoretically humanity can think its ideal existence into creation, manifestation, solidification. Have you ever felt spark of divine inspiration, seen and thought things that defy explanation? Where our lives are amazing when our minds awake and we need to fight temptation. Try meditation or guided visualization. It's the place and time to break your mind's limitation. You can do it on your own without prescribed medication. This is a war cry to my civilization. Let's take our planet, it's time for invasion. Let's get the creative energies flowing. go with the flow. Nobody knows where it's going. And you tap into that all-seeing and all-knowing part of your soul that's showing and glowing. All-seeing and all-knowing part of your soul that's growing. Growing! You'll never know what you can't achieve before you don't achieve it. Whether you think you can or you think you can't.
Someone's obviously got something
because you believe it. If your mind can conceive it and believe it, it can attain and achieve it. Take it or leave it. Your reality is however you perceive it. We need to view life with a new perspective. We're cavemen with the capabilities to use electric. Because through lucid dreaming and hallucinogens, we can transcend this reality that only exists because we choose to expect it, refuse to accept it. It has to be a strategy humanity can gradually use to live together happily. Redefine reality, literally apparent clarity. This is my plan to see how far one man can be carried away by this unusual, beautiful, therapeutical, drug-induced musical fantasy. Eureka! That's the key. Lyrical alchemy. Now I'll slow it down to see the power of free energy that's coming out of me. Open my crown and grab my chi. Where's the lock? I found the key. Now it's down to me. Let's see how powerful a loud mouth can be. Now it's down to me. Let's see how powerful a loud mouth can be. It makes no difference whether you're a natural leader or an underachiever. Whether you believe in Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, or you know the dance of Shiva. Even if you're a non-believer, famous diva, homeless geezer, cocaine dealer, or loner, stoner, smoking sativa. The truth is for everyone. Tallest tree to the smallest amoeba. The sky is not the limit. It's merely the beginning. How can we limit things that are infinite and then wonder why we're not winning? There's a negative collective headspace we've unknowingly been in, which is why the elites are winning, while newspapers justify their cynics. I'm intelligent but no genius. We can find the keys inside each of us. People think perfection's out of reach for us. Limitation, that's all that teaches us. Music is truth, it's lucid and conscious, in tune with intuition moving amongst us. I put my mind, body and soul in the spoken words I've chosen, dive deeper in the depths of the ocean, keep on going like perpetual motion, perpetual motion, perpetual motion, and explore to the edge of collective thought, then use that as a platform to condense all human intelligence into an understandable form. They want to reform, we don't want to be forced to conform when the norm needs to completely transform. Now, starting born, you've been
when you
warned,
have
so
to
the
make it
calm
every
before the
day.
storm.
I know, yeah, that's what I have to do.
What's your quote?
I find it cheating.